Hey, so we're back here at with another episode of Bald Guys on Bikes, and we're really excited today because we're going to take a different tack on sort of some of the stuff that we're talking about. And we're here with Grace Rollins, who is a principal at Bridge Acupuncture. Welcome, Grace.
Hey guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Other half, Brooklyn, New York. I picked it for you because of your extensive history in Brooklyn, New York.
Thanks, man.
And you are the first guest that has ever cheered first before Brian and I, which is
Yeah,
really good.
remarkable.
Yeah, loving this.
So the concept, right? You and I had talked about this. Was always to talk about professionals. One of the skills we have is surrounding ourselves with the best people in all areas of life. And one of the
unlike surrounding our guests with the worst people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the idea was always like, wouldn't it be cool to talk to some of the people in our lives who provide self-care and healing for not just elite cyclists or racer cyclists, but recreational cyclists all the way down to regular people, right?
And then down to people like you and I.
So that's why I wanted to invite Grace, because I have a lot of history with Grace. Grace is my neighbor at Bridge Acupuncture.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're neighbors in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we're right here in Doylestown.
The borough of Doylestown.
And yeah, we're on the west side.
Business owners in the borough of Doylestown.
Yeah.
So, Grace, let's talk a little bit. Like, what is it that you do?
So I'm a licensed acupuncturist, very nearly a doctor of acupuncture. Just finished all my classes yesterday to complete my doctorate.
Congratulations.
And I've been practicing acupuncture for over 15 years now. Started out in Brooklyn, New York, and New York City is where I went to school for acupuncture, and then I've been here in Doylestown for going on 15 years. And the practice of acupuncture is something we apply to all variety of conditions. I'm becoming more of a specialist in neurology, so I see a lot of patients with chronic neurodegenerative disease, and nerve entrapment, spinal cord injuries, things of that nature. But then I work with two other practitioners, and all of us work with like sports injury, different kinds of chronic degenerative injury. We work with internal medicine conditions like women's health and digestive issues, you name it.
So you and I didn't meet through this. You and I met here in the bike shop because you're in our community of cyclists.
Yeah.
So tell me about.
I'm one of the regular people cyclists.
You are one of the. you're one of the cyclists of my community, and tell me about you and cycling. What's your history with cycling?
Yeah.
How did you come into it? All that stuff.
So I was born in Colorado, and I grew up in the cycling hegemony of Boulder. And
so you eat grass.
So when I was a kid, it was like, of course you rode a bike, and there were bikes everywhere and bike paths everywhere. So that I was already in that culture, and for me it was quite natural to keep riding even after moving out to the East Coast. I lived in the Boston area for a while, ended up in New Haven, Connecticut for college, and lived there for a lot of years after that. So I was riding my old school hardtail mountain bike just as a city bike all over the place, and I got connected to a great bike shop in New Haven.
One of the oldest cycling communities in the world, was the name of the bike shop.
Right, the Devil's Gear.
Devil's Gear.
Shout out to
the stickers on our fridge.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it was cool reading in Major Taylor in the biography about
New
Major
Haven
Taylor.
was the original.
New Haven was the major.
It's an OG cycling.
Cycling.
So is that where Major Taylor was from?
A lot of the bike industry started. So
he was up near Worcester or something. I think.
Worcester,
but there was a lot of bike racing in that region, and anyway, for me is just getting to know being on a bike. That was a great shop, very supportive, very inclusive. And then that was encouraging for me. And I used to get out on some trails outside of New Haven as well, but urban cycling. And then when I moved to New York City for grad school, I was just riding for transportation. I would be out there in all the elements, riding all over the place, riding over the bridges. So then later I relocated here to Bucks County, and I wasn't in a city anymore, so I had to learn how to ride differently. So I ended up learning about how to ride longer distances on a road bike, like road safety out here, where to ride, and also mountain biking. So I started getting more into, I got a full suspension
You and I
bike
both ride together at Wissahickon, but separately.
Yeah, but separately.
Yeah, we're never on the same ride.
You're at night, I'm during the day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been like, every year kind of pushing my boundaries a little bit more. And even just the other day, I did Nocturnal. That was my first time riding at night on a mountain bike.
Thank you
so
to
that was
the
really fun.
Valley Mountain Bike Association
yeah.
putting that on. Everyone was really excited about that.
That was mayhem, but that was fun.
Yeah, night riding at the Knox. That's awesome.
Yeah. So and then.
But outside of recreational cycling and outside of mountain biking and road riding, best road riding in the world, right here in Bucks County, you use your bike weekly for a different purpose.
Yes, I during the past couple of years, actually increasingly over the years, but especially during the past couple of years, I've made it a point to commute by bike. I live in New Britain, which is about 7 miles from my office. And I've learned over the years like how great of a Doylestown hike bike trail system there is. Yeah. So even at night I can ride safely almost all the way home.
It just keeps getting better.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it keeps expanding. Yeah, over
thanks
the years,
to everybody at the Bike Hike Committee.
Yeah.
Who's making and Doylestown Bike Committee is making multi-purpose trails in our community the best in Bucks County.
Yeah. So I used to only do the cycling commute in the summertime, before it got dark at night. But then when the trail system expanded and I was able to do more of it on the trail, I just started doing it all year long.
Yep.
And this year I've pulled it off every single week, at least once a week. I bike in and back, and regardless of the elements, I've had to learn how to dress. So
no bad weather.
Yeah.
Right?
There's,
and this is somewhere where you and I also can have a joint passion through our Newtown shop and with our friends at Newtown Rotary. We've been donating bikes that wind up going overseas to folks that are using bikes for transportation in countries where maybe a little bit more disadvantaged than where we are.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you have going on.
What's the name of that program?
So that's World Bicycle Relief, which is a really incredible nonprofit that has like a really high rating in terms of its efficacy and the impact that it makes when they do their work overseas. So they donate bikes to individuals in rural, undeveloped areas in parts of the world, different parts of Africa, South America. And those bikes can be life-changing for people because they will help someone, like maybe it would take them all day long to get to the nearest town and back. Now they can do it in, an hour there and back. It can help someone.
We think about it only as recreation in most cases.
Yeah.
Around here,
Yeah, when I learned about that charity, it really made me, because for me, even my bike commute, it's sort of just like for the challenge or for fitness or for fun, and the way that I use bikes. I mean, bikes solve all problems, right?
Bicycles can save the world.
Yeah. Bikes. Yeah. so this is something. It's like solving different kinds of problems, like really practical problems for people. Like someone wants to get an education, but they also have to raise their kids, and they also have to, raise their food. So this is something that's like making it possible for these communities to thrive. So I decided this winter I would, for the month of December, bike commute in every day that I come into work and use this to raise awareness to do a fundraiser for World Bicycle Relief. So yeah.
Somebody out there wants to kick in some money. How do they do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it linked up to the Bridge Acupuncture Instagram. So it's at Bridge Acupuncture on Instagram, and then on our website too, bridgeacupuncture.com.
I made a donation already. We're passionate in the shop. We donate bikes and equipment to Neighborhood Bike Works internationally through Newtown Rotary. Something that we feel passionate about is repurposing, formerly loved bikes and making sure they have a second life. I mean, bicycles, they don't need to go into a scrap heap, right? They can just keep doing work for us.
Yeah,
I've been known to just stop the car and pick up bikes that I see on the side of the road, just because it's just the wrong thing to do.
It's a rescue.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
now,
somebody can fix that.
You and I have a further connection.
Uh-huh.
I had bilateral core surgery in 2018, and really was having some difficulty with an injury before that, and then coming out of surgery doing much better, but had a lot of healing to do. And I intersected with you because you approached me in the bike shop and said, I'd gone through really good experiences with PT. I'd gone through really good experiences through chiropractic and other healing avenues. but you approached me. I was still having some lingering issues and said, "Got to take a crack at a couple of them." And you did a bunch of kneeling on me and a bunch of cupping on me and stuff. And I am a happy client, patient of bridge acupuncture. So what I wanted to talk to you today was the benefits of acupuncture and Eastern medicine for elite cyclists. I mean, you're a sponsor of the Bucks County Classic, which we're super appreciative of, a race that we're very passionate about. And then elite athletes down to, I see recreational cyclists in your practice. I refer cyclists to your practice. Tell me about the benefits of those things for all of us.
Yeah, well, I think that what you described of your case is a great example of where acupuncture can be beneficial for athletes. I mean, there's definitely a lot. She
called me an athlete.
Yeah. Amateur
no,
or
asterisk.
The funny part is,
don't edit that out. Don't edit that out.
I couldn't.
Do not edit that out.
I heard your name and then I heard a word, but I couldn't.
I heard it.
You're
It did
an
not
athlete.
compute.
You get out there on a bike. I mean, it's like you spend enough time doing one activity over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's like the healthiest activity that there is. You're gonna get tight in certain directions. You're gonna get certain kinds of repetitive strain, and you need to support yourself either on your own, doing different kinds of mobility and cross training, or you need the help of like trained professionals. And then two, if you get to a more advanced state of injury and maybe even post-surgical injury, then yeah, it's quite helpful to work with an acupuncturist because we can target specific nerves, we can target different areas of the body, try to teach that area how to recalibrate and modulate the pain and change the way the tissues respond to your activity. So
that's been my problem. I've been going for advanced state of fitness.
Yeah.
And what I've been really doing is excelling at advanced state of injury.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was an experience that I had, right? So I've there's a couple lingering things that just keep popping up, and I had through surgery I had experienced some dry needling. Sort of, I guess, Western directed needling, right?
Yeah, or it's like a subset of acupuncture.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, there was a couple of lingering issues that I saw you 5 initial times, and then I probably, with those couple of lingering issues, probably experienced like 65% relief from those things, right?
And how long had you been having those issues?
Probably since college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why the surgery happened, right? And the soft tissue, whatever. But I also had a really great experience with cupping. But I also had a really good experience. I attended your workshop on insulin resistance, which was not a concept that I'm familiar with or something I was familiar with. That all of us, right, living in
it's a huge deal right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably the number one. Outside of heart, probably?
Yeah, we have an obesity epidemic in America. We have sort of a customary style of eating nowadays that's highly processed, hyper processed. You could say that's really what's driving this epidemic. So yeah, I like to give talks every now and then to our patient community and the broader community on health concepts like that, so that we're empowering people preventatively, and so targeting metabolism can often help people with a myriad of health issues, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I guess really the last thing I really wanted. So Mike, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 2 things. One, my metabolism's the only thing I'm faster than at this point.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And you mentioned when we were talking about about acupuncture, you mentioned that it came over from the East, right?
Yeah.
And I know Brian's going to want to talk about this, right? There's a special connection, right? It's not just acupuncture that you learned here about Eastern medicine. You actually have done.
Jeffrey, can you come from off stage and hand me? I brought something with me tonight. You brought this to me over the summer. You had been traveling. You tell where. And I brought this. The packaging is just as important.
It's okay. That was your beer offering.
Yeah, no, I got it. I kept the package dry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not.
I brought that to each one of the races that our bike team did this season.
So what is that?
Well, this is a charm from Cycling Temple on the Shimanami Kaido cycling route, which is in Japan, between the Hiroshima province and Shikoku Island. So it's a really cool area I've been to several times to ride, where there's a cycling course that goes all the way across many little islands, connecting these two larger islands in Japan. And it's just like the most fun. If you look it up, Shimanami Kaido cycling course, and it's
spelled like it sounds.
You sent me a
spelled
picture.
like it sounds.
You sent me some amazing pictures when you were there on a giant bicycle.
Yeah. So I always rent a bike from the Giant store, because that's where you can get a bike that's like big enough for a Westerner, and then it's just one of the most gorgeous places, because you're just riding island to island over all these bridges, and it's a super cycling friendly area where people are just looking to support you. So they actually have a cycling shrine. This last time I was there this year, I found, and you can ride your bike all the way up to the shrine. They have like 10 torii gates that you can ride your bike through, and then make an offering of incense at the altar if you want. And
like 3 bike races in a row.
I brought back a cycling charm.
Like 3 bike races in a row. Sam did really good when I drove him to the race. And Sam Smith from the Bike Works powered by Fred Bean's cycling team credited me with being the good luck. The 4th race didn't go as well. But what I never told him was I had the charm in my pocket. So it wasn't me, it was the charm the whole time.
Yeah, next time just pour a little more beer onto the charm.
No, no, we're good.
And you sponsor the team as well? Or
Yeah.
involved with the team, right?
The
race, that's
the
it,
Bucks
race.
County
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
The past couple years, Bridge Acupuncture has been a sponsor of the Bucks County Classic.
Thank you, because you're supporting women's racing in the Delaware Valley.
And the community too, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does the community start to fit in with what you do, right? Because that's a big part of what we have.
Well, she and I engage in this level, right? We're both local business owners in Doylestown Borough. The Arts Festival and the bike race. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, well, and this has been part of my evolution as both a cyclist and a business owner and community member. And I think part of my relationship with you has been you've helped connect me to people like Laura Ruppert and
Right there.
Yeah. So a former guest on your Ball Guys on Bikes.
America's best race director.
Yeah. And so for me, it took a while for me to like get the drift, but this is a really important town for cycling, and I wanted to, as a business owner who's becoming more visible in Doylestown, I wanted to be someone that supported that and played a part in that, by supporting the racers. And I was super happy when the race came back after the pandemic, and now it's exciting for me. Like every time it comes around, I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm proud to be a sponsor.
Us too. Before we go out, pitch the business.
Oh yeah, it's Bike Works.
No, the other.
That was really well done.
Yeah.
Well played.
No, but I mean they're the best and only bike shop in Doylestown.
Thank you.
Anyway, we're Bridge Acupuncture, and bridgeacupuncture.com.
On West State Street.
On West State Street.
Close to McCaffrey's, close to Planet Smoothie.
Close to Brian Boger. And by the way, the next frontier of my cycling is going to be on one of those.
The penny farthing.
Oh,
yes!
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been talking about, there's a break coming up. You want to lead us out?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again for joining us. Thanks for actually taking us into a different direction that we've never gone on Bald Guys on Bikes.
Right, boldly
and
go.
that is all.
Yeah.
All right, thanks you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.